Ladies and gentlemen, I hope all of you are having a very pleasant evening. Let me thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining me today on this momentous occasion. What's that occasion? I hit a big landmark in my life. Now I can almost hear all of you thinking, what did this guy do actually? Fail? Fail to die for 40 years? Well, you should be the one to talk after eating my dinner, right? But let me tell you, it is a big milestone. You see, in the days of yore, before turning 40, that is approximately 2 a.m. this morning, 40 seemed to be like an unfathomably old age. This milestone looked to me like a tombstone. And when I was 25, 30, 35, I imagined the 40-year-old person to be hunched over, riding his stick, urine bag dangling by the side. You can thank me for the image later. I was shocked to see that there were 40-year-old people and even older people who were functioning human beings. And here I am before you, a functioning human being. At least everything, except for down here, functions very well. They say life begins at 40. Very well. Begs the question, what is it that ends at 40? Whatever it is, I never got to experience it. It all was very fine and dandy till the age of 17. I had an O-levels in my hands and an Inter-Science Pre-Engineering Part 2 degree with a proud grade B. That grade B looked to me like a PhD because it was obtained after flunking one subject in first year and giving that paper again. Too bad my father, who is an actual PhD, disagreed, often violently. You see, what happened was some people cheated, not me, never. Who gets a grade B after cheating, right? I never cheated. Some people cheated, and 30 marks were deducted from that score, that paper score, from their scores, and all of them who flunked were asked to give that paper again. That's not the end of it. It gets worse. That paper was Urdu. You failed Urdu? Who in Pakistan's history has ever flunked Urdu? My father, the PhD, and my mother, the double MA, seldom agreeing on anything else, were unanimous in these sentiments. That day, I felt more like 117 than 70. Needless to say, none of the good engineering schools in Karachi were prepared to accept me. But there was one institute which welcomed no good nicks like me with open arms. Institute of Chartered Accountants of Pakistan. I merrily gave their aptitude test and embarked on the basic accountancy course without having the faintest clue of what a chartered accountant was and what he did. And some would argue that's still the case today. Nevertheless, it was then time to enroll in an audit firm. Here I was, innocent little Red Riding Hood, with a basket full of hopes and dreams, skipping along to a cottage in the forest titled A.F. Ferguson & Co. At 150 years of age, A.F. Ferguson & Co. qualifies to be my grandma's grandma. I got to the cottage, opened the door, and I did not find a big bad wolf. What I found was an army of them. 5 miserable years passing out every day till I passed out for real. In July 2002, I became a qualified chartered accountant. And the world was at my feet. Correction. I became a qualified chartered accountant, and the world was after me. I don't know where the years went. I discovered myself knocking on 40 immediately after turning 24. Where did the years go? Where were the times of fun and frolic and depravity that all young people are supposed to experience? Where were the years where my entire vocabulary would be full of filler words like, whatever, dude, basically. Don't know where the time went. But nevertheless, I have one way to keep score. And the world moved on. I learned that Bill Gates became a billionaire at age 15. I learned that Jeff Bezos founded Amazon while trying to learn to tie his shoes. I learned that Einstein discovered theory of relativity while in his diapers. Correction. There were no diapers in German Nazi concentration camps. So, use your imagination. Niels Bohr stumbles upon quantum mechanics while a fetus. In fact, when the waves of ultrasound hit him while his mom went for his routine checkup, he came up with something, he analyzed those waves and came up with something called wave-particle duality. At least that's what all the motivational articles and the business books and the biographies told me. I may have gotten some of the details wrong. And that's when I decided, no, this cannot go on like this. This has to stop. So I made a decision. Never would I ever read another motivational article. And I wouldn't even browse the shelves housing the biographies because the photos of successful people alone made me look like an ogre. But you know what? That's not the only reason. There's another reason. Most of that is fantasy. You see, for every Steve Jobs, there's a Steve Wozniak who was screwed by Steve Jobs. For every Jack Welch, there's a line of executives who were bulldozed out of the way by Jack Welch. Almost every visionary has a closet full of skeletons. Someone has to be those skeletons. At this point, I believe you are expecting a summation of life, a philosophical summation of life about to spring forth. And yes, here it is. To hell with philosophy, and to hell with even success. Why not just try to enjoy life once in a while? You see, I had one way of keeping score. The best friends in the world and a loving family. How many people can boast of having good terms with their wives, mothers, simultaneously, parents, maternal side of the family, paternal side of the family, cousins, colleagues, bosses? What's my secret? Very easy. Be loving, caring, helpful. Yeah, most of us are that way. The real secret is get screwed by everybody and don't complain. But you know what? It's worth it. Because all you have are moments, little moments. The moment of pure joy when you showed your parents a new city. The moment when you and your wife read the same book and enjoyed its brilliance. The moment when your girls fought with each other over who got to snuggle close to you. The moment when you discovered that your son was as much into cars and video games as you were. The moment when you professed your love to your first love and she did not slap you. She politely said no and remains a friend to this day. So yes, those are the moments. And I urge all of you to recount your own little victories. No need to be a saint. You can't be a saint all the time. Don't hold back that sharp retort. Revenge is a dish best served piping hot, right in the face of your enemy. But take revenge by getting better. Make them look bad by putting your heart and soul into everything. Trust me, nobody else in human history has that particular little set of victories that all of you have individually. You are a unique human being. So, that milestone, that tombstone is neither. It's a doorway. Let's step through it together. Let's celebrate the first day of the rest of our lives. Who's to say, after all, that the next 40 years won't be amazing. Toastmasters.